Hey everybody, Tyler here with the Fansplash podcast, here to bring you a very exciting and super duper spoiler filled review of episode 7 of Luke Cage season 1. Now, this is the most spoiler filled thing that could ever possibly come out of someone's mouth. So if you haven't seen episode 7, don't watch or listen to this. There's nothing for you beyond this point. Do not watch this and take away the surprise. This is phenomenal. Okay, now you're out of time. I'm telling you, and I'm telling you everything. I'm spilling the beans. Holy shit. Holy shit. My eyes were this wide and bulging out of my skull like a cartoon. I'm talking, of course, about the death of Cottonmouth. It was very unexpected to me. I know that some people did expect it, but let's go over a few things because that's mainly what I'm going to talk about. Now, they did the same thing that they did with Wilson Fisk in the first season of Daredevil, and that was they showed him as a child, and they showed kind of like how he became Kingpin. You know, they show how Wilson Fisk, the child, is molded in his childhood to become Kingpin, and they show you a sympathetic character, and you understand, and you're like, that I know why he did what he did, and I know why, you know, and I feel for him, but you're still a motherfucker. And then they did it with Kilgrave and Jessica Jones. You know, they showed him being experimented on as a child, screaming in pain, you know, begging them to stop. And of course it was his parents that had, I don't remember if they had either were doing the experimenting, like were the like head doctors on it, or had submitted him for the testing, but he was, you know, you're like, damn, again, sympathize for him, understand how he got there, know how he was created and went from being Kilgrave to, you know, or whatever. I don't remember what his real name is, but became Kilgrave, you know, but you're still a motherfucker, you know. And this was the same thing. We learned how Cornell Stokes becomes Cottonmouth. We get an origin. We see him as a 14-year-old boy playing piano with his music. He's with his family, and you know, growing up, he's scared, and he doesn't want to be a part of this. He just wants his music, and his Uncle Pete basically pays for his piano lessons and wants to keep him out of it. But ultimately, he has to shoot his Uncle Pete, and that's what kind of turns him into Cottonmouth. So I knew I wouldn't get it right this time. You know, I tried recording this several times, so I'm just going to roll with it. And I'm not cutting it out. So I hope you like that little blooper there. Yes, you sympathize with Cornell Stokes. You know that there's still a person in him. As you see him at his piano, since we're playing with the camera, you see him at his piano, and then Mariah walks in. But the panning is perfect, you know, like going from him as a child and killing his Uncle Pete, and then straight back to, you know, adult Cottonmouth on the piano. It's perfect because you see, what do they want for this character? Where are they taking him? And do I get more? No, you don't. Because Mariah throws him out a window and then beats him to death with a microphone stand. And then that's it for Cottonmouth, you know? And in a way, I'm upset that it did end, because he was such a great character, you know? He was a bad guy. It's so well done because it makes you think that you're getting more, but then the emotion in his murder is that much more impactful and that much more powerful. You see, you know, like, oh my God, oh my god, he's fucking dead. That was unexpected. And it completely takes you by surprise, and it leaves you breathless. And then you don't know what to expect for the rest of it. So like this episode, just like the whole origin story of Cornell Stokes becoming Cottonmouth, and like, you know, the kind of repeated themes from like the other Marvel Netflix shows. Obviously Claire Temple's in this episode. It's just it all comes together so well. I think that this is like the defining episode of Luke Cage so far. It's just so well done, and it's so incredible, and it leaves like a massive impact. Oh, my hair's doing something weird. And then, you know, obviously other things go on in the episode. I think it's the episode Cottonmouth threatens to tell about, you know, Luke Cage actually being Carl Lucas. Luke Cage doesn't know if he's going to run or stay and fight. He ends up, you know, he's going to stay, but then at the end he gets shot in the stomach, and then it actually wounds him. And so he's actually left wounded at the end of the episode, you know, in critical condition. So it ends on a great note. You know, the climax is fantastic. The story itself, a little long and a little off topic, but that's the review. You know, because what else are you going to talk about in this episode? It was just like so unexpected, and you thought there was going to be so much more, and now you know that there isn't. And yeah, wow. This is definitely the most I can keep doing this with my hands if you want, if that's what you like. Just stare into them and they'll hypnotize you. Yeah. And then the show just gets more and more exciting from there. But I still think that even being where I am at in the season, that this is my favorite so far. It took me most by surprise, and it got me out of my seat. And that's how you know a show is good. So bravo, Luke Cage. Stick around for more exciting spoiler-filled reviews. And then our podcast coming up this Saturday. All right. Goodbye. But the way that they reel it around is just so well done. This is back to Luke Cage, sorry.